right, let's get into it. When we talk about AI, a few big American names always seem to dominate the conversation. But what if I told you there's a startup in France, of all places, that's building AI models powerful enough to go head-to-head with the very best? Today, we're diving into Mistral AI, which is shaping up to be Europe's big answer to Silicon Valley. And really, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? It feels like the ultimate David versus Goliath story for our times. Can a European company that's all about openness and community actually take on the closed-off, super-funded giants in the US? That's exactly what we're going to explore. And that challenger has a name, Mistral AI. And get this, they're a small, brilliant team based in Paris. They're basically proving you don't need to be in Silicon Valley to build absolutely world-class artificial intelligence. So what is this company that's making such huge waves? Well, you can think of them as a key part of Europe's push for what people are calling AI sovereignty. It's this idea that Europe shouldn't have to be completely dependent on American tech for something so important. So at its core, Mistral AI is a French company on a mission. And that mission is to build AI that's just as good as the big guys. But here's the twist. Instead of keeping it under lock and key, they give it away. It's open source, meaning anyone, and I mean anyone, can download it, use it, and even change it, all for free. And that whole open source thing, that's the key to this entire story. It's not just a little technical detail, it's a philosophical gut punch to the way the AI industry has been working so far. You see, you've basically got two camps. On one side, you have closed AI. Think OpenAI, Google. Their stuff is powerful, for sure, but it's expensive, it's proprietary, and it works like a black box. You can't see how it works, you just have to trust it. But on the other side, you have the open source world that Mistral is leading. It's all about giving everyone access, it's free, and it's totally transparent. So Mistral is basically taking on some of the biggest problems in AI right now. They're chipping away at the dominance of just a few companies. They're slashing the massive costs, and they're tackling huge privacy concerns, which is a really big deal in Europe with laws like GDPR. Plus, they're giving researchers the open tools they've been begging for. I love this analogy because it just clicks. If OpenAI is like a super sleek luxury car, amazing, but pricey and you can't look under the hood, and Meta's Llama is like a really solid mass market car, then Mistral, it's like that high-end European engineering. It's independent, it's obsessed with quality and openness, and it's just built with a different set of values, like privacy, baked right in. Okay, but how does a smaller company actually pull this off? How do they create models that can compete? Well, the answer is in this totally brilliant technical trick they've helped popularize. It's called Mixture of Experts, or MOE. Now, instead of trying to build one single gigantic brain that knows everything, the idea is to build a team of smaller, specialized expert models that all work together. And here's how it works in practice. It's so clever. When your question comes in, a little router, think of it like a dispatcher, instantly says, okay, for this specific job, I need the coding expert and the logic expert. It picks the two best specialists for the task. And here's the key. Only those two fire up and get to work. The rest of the model just sits back. It is unbelievably efficient. And what you get in the end is kind of the holy grail of AI right now. You get the powerful, high-quality answers you'd expect from a monster-sized model, but with the speed and the low cost of a much, much smaller one. It's an absolute game changer. All right, so the tech is smart, for sure. But how does it actually perform when you put it in the ring with the competition? Let's take a look at the matchup. Now, this chart, this really tells the whole story. You can see Mistral's main model, Mixtral, is right up there in the excellent quality tier, competing with the best open models, and even the paid GPT 3.5. But look at the columns where it really stands out. Cost? It's free. Open source? Absolutely. And that European focus? That's unique to them. So this brings us to the practical stuff. When should you actually use Mistral? Well, if you're a business in Europe worried about GDPR, it's a no-brainer. If you're a developer who needs a truly open model you can mess with, yep. If you want GPT 3.5 performance without paying for it, here you go. And maybe most importantly, if you need to run a powerful model on your own servers for total privacy, Mistral is a fantastic choice. But hey, let's be fair, it's not always the perfect tool for every job. If you absolutely need the best of the best, bleeding-edge quality for a super complex problem, GPT-4 probably still has the edge. If you need to analyze a document the size of a novel, maybe you look at Claude. And if you just want the dead simplest thing to use, well, ChatGPT is hard to beat. It's all about picking the right tool. So this all brings us to the bigger picture.
Because Mistral isn't just another company, It's kind of a symbol for a whole movement in AI. So, what does its success actually mean for the future?
You can see Mistral is on a serious trajectory. They're already working on the next wave of models. They're partnering up with huge companies and governments. They're really positioning themselves to become Europe's AI champion, and in the process, a global leader for the entire open source movement. So, if you only remember 3 things from this whole explainer, let it be these. Number 1, Mistral AI is Europe's top contender in the AI race, and they're doing it with open source. Number 2, their mixture of experts tech is a genius move for making AI way more efficient. And number 3, they give us a powerful, free, and privacy-friendly alternative to the closed AI world. And that leaves us with one final, really fascinating question to chew on. As AI becomes more and more critical to, well, everything, could this deep commitment to openness that Mistral is pioneering actually become Europe's defining advantage in the global AI race? It's a heck of a thought, and honestly, only time will tell.